Hey everyone, JJ Bob Muiser, and welcome back to another video. Today we are reviewing the third season of Cobra Kai. Now, the third season for Cobra Kai just released January 1st, 2021, and I think this was a great way to start the year of 2021 with a hell of a show. Now, this show is a show that you just cannot stop watching. It is so good, and it is so bingeable as well. So I binged this whole season in like one day. So I watched the whole thing on January 1st. Now, this third season pick up right after where the second season left off. Miguel is now in the hospital fighting for his life, and Robbie's on the run from the police since he was the guy that hurt Miguel. And all of the characters in this third season now needs to face the consequences and the aftermaths of what happened in the season 2 finale school fight. Now, what I love about this Cobra Kai series is that isn't one main real villain. You know, you can discuss that maybe John Kreese is the main baddie in this, but actually sometimes you actually feel empathy for his character as well. But with Johnny and Daniel, there isn't one of them who is good and one of them who are bad. So it is kind of, I like that you can choose sides here, which one you think are the baddie and which one you think are the hero, kind of. Now, in this third season, Johnny and Daniel team up together, and I think it is so fun when they team up together. Their dialogue here and their chemistry is just so good when they talk to each other, because their way of living is so different from each other, so it is just so funny to hear their dialogue and to see the way they interact with each other. Now, my favorite scene with Johnny and Daniel together must probably be the warehouse fight scene where they fight together some baddies, and we are used to seeing them fight with each other all the time, so it was cool to see them really fighting together against some other people. Now, in this third season, Miguel lies in the hospital for most of the episodes, and I think Miguel's character, the character of Miguel, was very strong in the first season. But in the second season, I think he kind of fell off to me. But I think in this third season, Miguel really shines, and the interactions between him and Johnny and their dialogue is great in this season. There was one scene where they go to like this rock concert and just rocking on together. I thought that was so fun. So I think Miguel's character was great in this third season. Now, in this third season, there is a lot of character development. We can, for example, start by talking about the character Hawk. You know, Hawk has been a bully for most of the time, but in this season, he actually comes up to a point where he needs to meet again with his old bully who bullied him in the first season. And it is very nice to see kind of Hawk face his own problems in this. And by that, it actually turns out that he switches sides by the end of the season and actually goes on the good side, or whatever you'd like to call it, because the Cobra Kai is basically the bad people now. So I think it was a very drastic move to, Hawk being this bully and then going on the good guy side. But I like that he kind of supported his friends and not just Cobra Kai or Kreese. Now, the character of Robbie is not as central in this third season as he was in the first and the second season. He doesn't have a lot of screen time in the third season, but he is still in it. He ends up in jail for the effects of the season 2 finale, and I think it was cool to see him in jail. To see kind of what it was like, how he was doing, everything. And actually, by the end of the season, he actually turns out to join the Cobra Kais and go on Kreese's side. And that was something I did not expect at all. So I am very excited to see how that turns out in the next season. Now, one character that is very plot-centric in this third season is John Kreese. I don't think he was as plot-centric in the second season as in the third season. I think in the second season he was kind of quiet and it didn't happen a lot with his character. He was kind of mysterious. But in this third season, he shines. You know, he's really the plot center here. I love Kreese as, the main baddie here. You know, the way he talks with the other characters are just so good. And I think he plays for a very, very good villain. Now, we have some flashback scenes with Kreese in this third season. It's not flashback scenes from the original films, but it's something completely new, where they kind of show how Kreese became what he is today. They have flashbacks from the Vietnam War, and I think those scenes was great, and it really made for very good character development for Kreese, and you really got to feel actually how he became the man he is today. Now, in the third season, Daniel returns to Japan, or Okinawa, where he was in Karate Kid 2, and you can really see how everything has changed there after he was there as a teenager in the Karate Kid sequel. And while he is in Okinawa, he also meets up with some old characters from Karate Kid 2. We have Chosen and Kumiko, and I think it was great to bring these original characters back. It really brought me much nostalgia. Now, I do not remember a lot from Karate Kid 2. I have watched it, but it was a long time ago. So I think it was good that they showed us flashbacks to the second movie, so you kind of understand it a bit more. And I think people who have not watched Karate Kid 2 even can watch this season without being confused and everything, because they showed so many flashback scenes, which was great. So you wouldn't get confused by all of these characters. Now, there is one scene during this episode which really made me cry, and you can probably think which one it was. It was the scene where Kumiko read a letter from Mr. Miyagi to Daniel, and I just think that scene was so emotional. I really started crying there, and I think that is probably one of my favorite scenes from this season, actually. It was just so emotional, and I just couldn't hold back my tears. Now, speaking about old characters returning for this season, there's also another OG character from the original films that appear in this, and that is the character of Ali, who was Daniel and Johnny's love interest. And when I first heard she was coming back, I was a bit nervous, because Johnny has the thing with Carmen now, and Daniel is married, so I was kind of nervous to see if she would come in and just kind of ruin some of their relationships to kind of create a bit drama between Daniel and Johnny, but it actually turned out great. I think the way she influenced Daniel and Johnny to kind of work together was great, and I think she had a great influence on this third season. I don't think she will appear for season 4 probably, because she was only in like 2 episodes of the season, but I probably don't think she will return, but I think it was great to see her in this third season. Now, before I start to talk about what my negative things was in this season, I want to talk about the season finale, because the season finale here was just great. It was so cool to first see Johnny versus Kreese, and then afterwards Daniel versus Kreese as well. I just think that was so badass, and it was a great fighting sequence there. And actually, by the end of this season, Johnny and Daniel actually teams up together and starts working together on their own kind of Karate Kid dojo. And I'm really excited to see where this unfolds in the season 4, and to really see if these two people actually can work with each other. Now, some of the negative stuff in this third season, I think, was the fight scenes. I think most of the fight scenes is pretty badass, but some of them, they just look very weird. They look very goofy, and it doesn't really feel real. It just feels very surrealistic. And speaking about feeling surrealistic and not real, there are some times in this season where I'm just thinking, like, what the hell is wrong with these people, and why aren't the cops involved here? Because Hawk literally beats up a kid, like a minor, in this third season, and he also breaks the arm of Dimitri, and that is just so sick. I just can't believe how they actually did that. And I am just very confused that why isn't the cops involved in this? Because it doesn't make a lot of sense, I guess that I have to do this to keep the plot, going, but it is very weird and very surrealistic for this actually to happen. But overall, I think this season was bonkers and crazy. It was just such a great season. I think this season is definitely my favorite so far. There are so many twists and turns in this. There are old characters returning. We have very much character development and great fighting sequences. So I'm just super excited to see where season 4 takes us. So I would give Cobra Kai season 3 a 9 out of 10. So that was my thoughts on the third season of Cobra Kai. I would love to hear your thoughts on this season down below. Did you enjoy this season as much as I did? Which one is your favorite? Just leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. I love to have a conversation down there with you guys, so I would appreciate a lot to hear your thoughts down below. Now, if you are a movie fan and a movie geek like me and you just love to talk about movies in general, this is a place for you. So go ahead and click the subscribe button. You can just click the button right here to get you to my channel, and then you can click subscribe if you have not yet. Also, if you want to check out some of my other videos, you can click right here. So thank you guys so much for watching this review, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.